Shivoham. So today we are going to have another session on heal yourself naturally. And today we are going to discuss a very common disease, which is migraines. Almost every person knows someone who has migraines. And it is another one of the diseases which doesn't have any medical solution. You have to manage it somehow, because doctors also don't know what is the cause and how to heal it with a conclusive medicine or a surgery. So whatever diseases we have discussed, this is my 11th webinar on diseases. So whatever diseases we have discussed are those which don't have medical solution. They don't have medical solution because somewhere consciousness wants you to realize something from there. Okay, I strongly believe, and this is the belief of every alternate practitioner, that every single disease comes to teach you some lesson in life. It comes to tell you where you are aligning with darkness, where your consciousness is not getting the light of knowledge. Every single situation that happens in your life happens to teach you that what is the right path. Because ultimately, we are not in this world to experience this life. We are not here to complete any karma. We are not here for any duty. We have not come for the world. We have not come for our family. We have not come for, fulfilling some kind of objective or to even give something to anyone. We have come here only for ourselves, and that is to realize our true nature. We have come here to connect to our higher self. We have come here to realize there is no difference between us and him. Right? So what happens is that spiritual evolution is like a journey. In the beginning of the journey, you think you are the body consciousness. You think you have come to survive. It is something like the different ages. In the dark ages, man thought he has come for survival. So that was the time we discovered fire, we discovered wheel, we discovered plantation. So initially we think we have come for our physical self. And we do anything for survival. We are concerned about food, clothing, shelter, family. Then as we evolve, we dissociate with our body consciousness, knowing it is a temple for the soul. We have not come for the body. The body has come to serve us. And then we start using the body like a tool. That it has come to serve us, we have not come to serve it. So, in the first stage of spiritual evolution, we break our association with the body consciousness. So, one set of fears of survival, they disappear from our life. Then we come to the second stage where we associate with our mind, which is knowledge. We think we have to learn this to survive in this world. We compare with people, right? And we think we are lesser or more. We think that the world is full of competition and there is a race, right? Then what happens as we evolve? We realize the knowledge is also given by him. He decides which person to give which knowledge. It's already ingrained in us what knowledge we are going to learn and from which source. And slowly we dissociate with our mind consciousness. Even the mind has come to serve us. Then in the third stage of spiritual evolution, you associate with your senses. That I have come here to enjoy, to serve my senses. Right? So you realize that we are actually slave of the senses. We are slave of what we are seeing, what we are smelling, what we are tasting, what we are touching, what we are experiencing. So as we meditate, as we evolve, right? And that is the reason we do abstinence, which is called pratyahar, fasting, to break free from the clutches of the senses. As we break free from the clutches of the senses, we stop associating pleasure and pain with external objects. And that is the purpose of actually most of the spiritual sadhanas. To dissociate yourself from Maya, illusion. So once you break free from senses, you go within further, more deeper. And then you come to the fourth consciousness, which is identity. You start associating with your role play. What I have come to do in this world. Right? And there you start comparing what is my awareness. Right? And you start, striving for goals and targets, what I have come to achieve in this world. But that also is another honey trap. You have not come for your identity also. You have not come for any role play. You are a role play, but you have not come for that. So then with spiritual realizations, you even break free from that identity consciousness. It is like you take your hand out of the glove. That I'm not even this form that I'm associating with. Right? Then ultimately, who are you? You are not the body, not the mind, not the senses, and not the identity. Who are you? You are that consciousness who is being realized. You are that Shiva, that Shiva Tattva, that Parabrahma who is being realized. And you settle in the knowingness. Right? And you settle in that inner peace, which is called Sat Chit Anand. And that is your goal. But to come to that goal is not easy. It is not, it doesn't take very less time. It takes time. It takes a lot of readiness, a lot of willingness to let go. Let go of attachments. Let go of Kam, Krodh, Mad, Moha, Lobh. Now, why do we talk in context of diseases? Because I feel that diseases have come to shake you up. It has come to teach you a very vital lesson of life. Many people become very spiritual after diseases. So instead of fearing them, we can take them as an opportunity. So diseases make us more connected to ourselves, and that is the time to really introspect why we are here. And we have to ultimately attune to the laws of life, which are best stated through the laws of the chakras. So let us repeat the laws of the chakras. In the first chakra, which is the Mooladhara chakra, you realize that it is your nature to be stable, supported. Never think the world is going to end, because it is eternal. It is an eternal story of that God which will keep on happening. So life is stable, and you as a form of life will always be supported. Never think that your death or your birth is decided by someone else other than him. Everything that happens, it is with his will. Like they say, not even a leaf can move unless he wants. So it is your nature to be stable and supported and to be nurtured in life. Then the second chakra, the sacral chakra, teaches you that you are unique. No one can copy you. You have a unique thumbprint, a unique role. Whatever you have come for to achieve great heights. You are not an ordinary person. You are him in this form. So you have to cherish yourself. You have to honor yourself, value yourself. So this chakra teaches you vital lessons of self-defense, self-protection. People who fail to attune to this chakra, they develop diseases like uterus cancer, right? Or muscle problems, or conception problems, kidney disorders, etc. Then the third chakra is the Manipur chakra on the stomach, which is the fire chakra. This chakra says that you have power. You know how to process things. You know how to convert very, very difficult situations also into easy solutions. If you fail to connect to this chakra, you have digestive disorders. Then you come to the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. This chakra teaches you that it is your nature to trust, to allow things to flow. If you are not attuned to this chakra, you have blood pressure problems. You have circulatory problems, right? And you have diseases like diabetes. Then we come to the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra. This is your seat of expression. This is where you throw light. This is where you understand things. This is where you make yourself understood. If you don't attune to the lessons, you are prone to thyroid. You are prone to insomnia. Then the lessons of the sixth chakra, which is the third eye chakra. This chakra teaches you lessons of acceptance. That how to accept things. And we can accept when we don't see things from our perspective. Because our perspective is egoic perspective. We see things as they are. As a neutral, from a neutral perspective, as a judge who sees black and white. Not as per what is good for me and what is not good for me. Because ultimately we are all one. We are one consciousness. If you see from an egoic perspective, the same thing can look good for you, bad for me. So this chakra teaches you to surrender your ego and look at things as they are. If you fail to look at things in the right perspective, you develop sinus disorders. And lastly, we come to a beautiful chakra, which is a crown chakra. This chakra is an expansive chakra of 1,000 petals. This chakra is your seat of knowingness. It is the chakra where you know and where you learn and where you derive meaning of things. Whenever any situation happens with you and you process it, ultimately you realize what you have learned from it. You absorb some meaning from the situation. You understand what has to be understood from that situation. You don't get involved in the nitty-gritties. Who did what? How did I respond? Ultimately, what did you learn from it? It is like in mathematics, you have various formulas. Right? Now, in order to grasp a formula, you solve several equations. But the purpose of solving several equations is to understand the formula and not to really associate with the sample problems. So, in the crown chakra, You derive meaning from it. It is like, people who have achieved great heights, when they finally write their biography, they tell that this happened to me, but because of this, I became this. Because I saw the dearth of wealth, I realized compassion for people who don't have. Or I achieved so much success in life. Someone realized that because I was abused, I realized how to protect myself and how to heal others. Because I saw injustice in my life, I became a freedom fighter. So you realize that whatever has happened in your life has shaped you for what you are. So this is the chakra which helps you coordinate everything, see everything from a bird's eye perspective and derive meaning. And because you have meaning, you can orient your life, you can understand your life. You can understand the purpose of your existence. You can see your existence from a larger perspective rather than your physical self. And as you start connecting more and more to this chakra, you start dissociating with your lower state, dissociating from your physical, mental, sensory identity. And you start connecting to your universal identity. But for this chakra to activate, you have to be completely detached from this world. You have to start realizing complete independence of thought. You cannot be controlled by anyone. Right? You have to realize that you are free to think, free to understand, free to know, free to derive meaning. But if you are controlled because of an external thought form, because of an external situation, because of an external person, if you are controlled, you cannot be liberated in this chakra. And if you cannot be liberated, you cannot think as you want. You cannot derive meaning as it is. Right? Your actions, your behavior, your thought will be as per the external person, and which is not your true self. Because your true self is liberated, is independent, is a free soul, is a free spirit. And when this chakra is blocked, you develop migraines. Right? So, we are going to explore more about how to open this chakra in order to heal ourselves. See, many people are used to hearing how to live in this world, right? And they are used to having a lot of seminars and workshops about how to be successful. But yes, all these lessons are also important. But understanding them in the concept that you are ultimately realizing your higher self. It is not something you have to learn. In life, everything is there to unlearn. You don't have to learn anything. You have to unlearn who you are not. Like your true nature is to be disciplined. Right? If you are indisciplined, it means you are not connected to your true nature. So you have to unlearn indiscipline. If your true nature is hard work, your true nature is honesty, your true nature is kindness, it is where you come home. You don't have to teach a person these qualities. You have to teach them how to break free from the darkness. So we have to realize all these workshops who try to teach you, actually what you have to do is you have to unlearn and you have to come here. So my focus is to teach people how to break free from the ego that keeps you connected to these bad qualities or this darkness. When you connect to this learning that you have to dissociate from the ego, it becomes faster. Okay. So now we come to the PPT so that we'll just see it more visually. That how to heal yourself naturally from migraines. Migraine is a neurological condition that can cause multiple symptoms. It is frequently characterized by intense, debilitating headaches. The symptoms may include nausea, vomiting, difficulty speaking, numbness, and sensitivity to light and sound. So these are the typical migraine headache symptoms. For migraine, third eye chakra doesn't play any role. It is completely crown chakra. Migraine is an extraordinarily prevalent neurological disease affecting 1 billion men and women worldwide. You can see how much prevalent this disease is. It is the third most prevalent illness in this world. It is common between 18 to 44 years. It tends to run in families. 90% of people have someone who has a history of migraine. Women are more likely to have migraines than men. While most sufferers experience attacks once or twice a month, more than 4 million people have daily migraine or at least 15 migraine days per month. More than 90% of sufferers are unable to work or function normally during their migraine. So we can understand how debilitating this disease is. Migraine is not a headache. It is much more than a bad headache. It is typically a severe, throbbing, recurring pain, usually on one side of the head. But in 1/3 of attacks, both sides are affected. It is often accompanied by symptoms like visual disturbance, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, extreme sensitivity to sound, light, touch, smell, and tingling feeling. About 25% of migraine sufferers also have visual disturbance called aura. In 15 to 20% of attacks, other neurological symptoms also occur. Attacks usually last between 4 to 72 hours. You can imagine how long. So you can see the difference between headache and migraine. Headache is not so much localized. Migraine is localized. Headache doesn't affect vision. Migraine affects vision. In headache, there is no light sensitivity. In migraine, there is. In headache, there is no heightened sense of smell. In migraine, there is. In headache, you can have relief by having painkillers. Migraine, there is no relief. Headache doesn't cause nausea and vomiting, and migraine causes it. So you can see the different types of headache. The photograph is shown. Migraine, you can see it is on one side of the head. Digestive problem, you have the complete forehead and around the eyes. Sinus headaches is in the sinus pockets. And normal, what you have in the normal one, when you have tension, you see you cannot really localize it. It is in this portion, back of the head. Doctors also don't know exactly what causes migraines. it appears that migraine headaches may be caused in part by changes in level of a body chemical called serotonin. That's the only thing they tell you. Now let us understand what is serotonin. Serotonin is used to transmit messages between nerve cells and is believed to have an overall role in coordinating the nervous system. It is thought to play a role in appetite, emotions, motor, cognitive, and autonomic functions. So you can understand that this serotonin is basically a coordinator. It coordinates the nervous system. And doctors believe that migraine, the only thing they can say is because it is caused by changes in the level of this body chemical. So we can understand that migraines is lack of coordination in the nervous system, which is what is coordination in the nervous system, how it can be blocked. When somewhere you are controlled by something or you have a lack of free will. Because you cannot coordinate naturally, it means something else is coordinating you from external factors. So you can see this picture, how this woman is controlling her child. We don't realize, but actually our coordination movements are not natural because we are controlled externally. And this is what I have seen with my clients. All people who had migraines had someone controlling them. Either the child had parent or the spouse had the partner, or employee had the boss, or it was that people were controlled too much by external situations. So when you cannot think freely, your own coordination is disturbed. So you can see this, that how this lady has actually controlled the child's mind around her finger. And migraine is definitely a Sahasrara chakra problem. This is a 1,000-petal lotus on the top of your head. So let us understand more about this chakra. As we know the lessons of the 7th chakra, the topmost chakra is the crown chakra, and this is the seat of your abundance. And abundance means total free will, total limitless being of yourself. Limitlessness is abundance. And this is the position of the crown chakra. It is 50 petals on top of each other. Now let us understand about crown chakra. It is the gateway that connects us both to the physical and non-physical realm of our existence. From this place, we realize who we truly are. The crown chakra can be seen as the operating system, and this is the place where we derive meaning. And we view our existence from a larger context. The element of this chakra is thought. And the basic rights are to know and to learn. And we don't have to depend on someone to know and to learn. We have to realize ourselves. Now, why this chakra gets blocked? Right? Why this chakra gets blocked? Because you are controlled with withheld information. Information is not given to you as you're growing up in life. Education you are given that does not encourage curiosity. You are forced to study even if you don't understand it, like mugging up. You're forced to learn certain things, forced to obey some particular false religion. Your beliefs are invalidated. Your superstitions are imposed upon you, and you're forced to have blind obedience. So whenever a person faces such situations, that through terror, through fear, he's forced to do certain things. It is something like, if you go in small towns, the wife is forced to comply with her family rituals and customs. She's forced to obey them, she's forced to respect them, and she's not allowed to even raise her voice for anything. Even small children, they are forced to work in their family business without them trying to connect to what they truly want to do. Right? No one, if you're not allowed to explore yourself, definitely you are controlled. So if you are controlled with information that is withheld, it's like today, if you force even a child to say a mantra, and if a child says, what is the meaning? Why should I chant? You should have an explanation. If you don't give explanation and you force it, definitely he will not do with full heart. So if you're controlled with withheld information, education that does not encourage curiosity, your beliefs are not validated, you're forced a certain religion upon you, superstitions are forced upon you, and mainly blind obedience is imposed on you, that you have to obey. Now this can be a child has to obey the parent because of his fear, his terror, or a spouse has to obey, or employee has to obey. So this chakra gets blocked. So basically it is a control. So you're controlled by family, friends, employees, and situations. And what happens in control? You are told what they expect of you, what you should do, what you must do, and basically you live with lot of mistrust. And that's why this chakra gets blocked. Because you are controlled. Because I have children who come with migraines. And then I realize, they tell them, I can't speak against my father. I can't tell. I'm so terrified of him. Spouses who have migraines, they are so terrified of their in-laws or their spouse that I can't speak against him. What will he say? Right? Today people are controlled because of external situations. That no, I can't go against. What if I lose my job? I can't go against my lover. He has such a tantrum. And basically people are afraid of the other person's anger, tantrum, and the consequences. Right? So because of this, you get controlled. So why do you get controlled? Is because one is you think there is a provider and you become dependent. Now ask yourself, why do you become dependent on other person? Right? Why do you allow external person or situation to control you? Because you perceive that you are dependent. Dependent for money, dependent for love, for some service, for some acknowledgement. And dependency is not your nature. How can you be dependent on anyone for anything? Because you perceive there is a lack. And lack is creation of your ego. Your ego tells you you don't have it or you didn't get it. If you went through a spate of bad relationships, you perceive a lack of love. And then you become dependent on the person who loves you. And you allow him to control you. Right? But ask yourself, was it a lack? Are you really needy of it? If you are in lack and you are needy, you will get controlled by this person. And will you be fulfilled in that? No. How much ever you get it, it will be like fire which is never satisfied. You can never be fulfilled of a lack, because lack itself is illusion. What is an illusion can never get fulfilled. It is something like you love eating good food because you feel that lack of enjoyment. How much ever good food you eat, will you one day say, oh, I'm satisfied? Not possible. If a person is greedy for money because he thinks I don't have enough, do you think he will one day say, I'm enough, I'm satisfied? Never. You can never be satisfied of money, of love, of enjoyment, of success, of anything. You cannot be satisfied, because you are telling it is a lack, but it's actually not a lack. So you have to first ask yourself, what is that ego that is telling you it is a lack? That ego is connecting you with your past experience, and it is telling you you never had enough. But understand, because you are coming from a state of lack, what you will attract is only lack. Instead, what you have to do, you have to realize it's not a lack, it's a situation. It is not something I want, it is a situation. Now, when it is a situation, right, you can have an intention that yes, you can have an intention of creating a situation of love, creating a situation of finance, creating a situation of a good career, but not from a state of lack. Do you understand the difference? If you create it from a state of lack, all you will attract is lack and control, dependency, expectations, and vacuum. But if you attract from a state of completeness, I'm not incomplete because I didn't experience it. I'm complete the way I am. I was complete the day I was born. The day I was born, I was complete. Just like a bud is as complete as a rose. It is not something will complete me. But yes, life is nurturing me. Life is giving me all the experiences. Life is making me realize my true self. So it is not something I want. It is a situation. And if, as per the current situation, I need something, life will manifest. And if I'm having a desire for love, desire for money, desire for success, desire for enjoyment, desire for taste, it is not because of lack. It is because of an intention. And when you work from a state of intention, you attract it. You attract completeness. And that is the mantra what we hear. Om Purnam Ada Purnam Idam. Both are complete. Purnat Purnam Udyachite. From completeness, another completeness comes. So we have to understand, in life, everything is complete. Even you're not experiencing love or money or success is complete, because it taught you something. Even failure is complete. Even separation is complete, because that is also teaching you something. If you look at it from your human point of view, it can look as a miserable situation. But if you look at it from a realization point of view, a loss, a doom, a destruction, a separation can look as major points of realization, and so complete. So you have to see situations from points of completeness, from how much you have realized. A human being will see how much success I have achieved or how many things I have gathered. But for life, what is important? How much you have realized. For life, only that is important, nothing else. So you have to understand that everything has to come to you from a state of completeness. And that is what we call contentment in the crown chakra. If you have lack, you will keep on attracting such situations which try to control you. And you get controlled. Then you get controlled. You have fear of losing it, fear of losing favor, fear of losing, or fear of going against it. You have dependency, you have expectations on it. And ultimately, your coordination movements are disturbed. So why do you get controlled? Because number one, you don't know your worth. You have dependency. You are seeking favor. You're put down. You're not appreciated. You have lack of faith in self. You have fear of the unknown. And because of this, you get controlled by external situations. Because you are perceiving that I need something, so it comes to control you. But if you come from a state of, it is my right to have partnerships, to have support, it will come. So to attract something, no, it is your right and not you need it. And that is why masters have come to tell you that desire is the root cause of suffering. If you have a desire, you will suffer. But if you call something because it is your right to be nurtured, it will come as you are a creator. So become a creator and not a beggar. You can create something, you can manifest something because your nature is abundance. So when you manifest something because of your abundant nature, because of your right to be supported, right to be nurtured, it manifests itself for you as an intention. So basically, love, service, money, these are the three factors because of which you get controlled. You get controlled by family, by lover, by friends, by company, by external situations. And how do you know you are controlled? You will know you are controlled because you have a fear of going against the person. You feel dependent on the person. For everything, you have to ask the person. You don't want to annoy the person. You fear the person. And you're constantly needy and yearning for the person or situation. So how do we come out of controls? We have to first understand that this is your true nature. What is your true nature? In the crown chakra, your nature is hope. Then Agya chakra, third eye chakra, is to accept. The throat chakra, understand. Heart chakra, allow. Solar plexus chakra, process. The sacral chakra, absorb. And the root chakra, let go. This is how we process. And if you see going from down to top, first you initiate things. Then you create them. Then you act on them. Then you feel them. Then you express. Then you see, and then you know. So the crown chakra is the seat of knowing. You can take it like example for every single thing that you create or every single step that you take. You first decide to take it. That is initiate. Then you create something for that step to actually manifest in a physical form. Then you act on it, means bring it to fruition. Then you market it or you feel it and you express it. Then you see the reality and you learn from it. So every single thing you do is for your evolution, is not for anything else. So these are the processes of life. When you get migraines, because the top chakra is blocked, all the bottom chakras are blocked. You will realize I can't initiate on my own because you are controlled by someone else. You have to take his permission. I cannot create, I cannot act, I cannot feel, I cannot express, I cannot see, I don't know. So these processes are blocked. And when this crown chakra is blocked, the person loses orientation. The person is not natural. There is a constant fear in your mind. Because you are at the whims and fancies of the external situation. You cannot think on your own, you cannot create on your own, you cannot initiate on your own. And that is not your true self. So when I have clients who come to me with migraines, I make them do meditations to release themselves of the unknown fear of that person and to totally extricate themselves from that person or situation. They have to know that they have worth. They have to know that they can have faith in themselves. They can have faith in God, and they can take this association with completeness like a partnership. I teach people to from here to come here. Rather than take it as a dependency, I teach them to come out of it and make it a partnership. Realize that whatever the person is offering you, you are also offering the person. Everything is a partnership and not a dependency of just take. You have to realize your value, what you are giving. So I make people connected to their worth and connected to their contentment level. That nothing can be attracted from a state of lack. Everything can be manifested from a state of contentment. So basically, you have to release controls, and I think the best method is through meditation. You have to come out of controls of everything in the external world. Nothing should control you, because there is nothing you need, nothing you are dependent on, whether it is love, whether it is money, or whether it is service. You have to come out of every single control. Migraine issues cancel with I'm total freedom. It is my right to know and learn. So they cancel with this thought process. I am in total freedom. I can think for myself. I can learn for myself. I can know for myself. Because it is my right to know and learn and understand things. Then we have RRST solutions. We take counseling sessions where we understand their problems, and we are healing people of many health issues using RRST. But if you do with consultations, you have more benefit. So we have different combinations for different purposes. And basically, we have got three powerful combinations which heal migraines to a very large extent. Basically, this one mukhi that we have, we guarantee it will cure migraines. Even doctors cannot cure, but this Rudraksha can cure. When you wear this, it opens up your crown chakra and it heals migraines. So one mukhi is a very good short solution. Also, we have the Parad ring, which helps to a very large extent. It is a solidified alchemical mercury. Then a gemstone, white sapphire, also works to heal the crown chakra and heals migraines. The best is definitely one movie. Okay? But basically understand some people have migraines because, they have got because of lifestyle, because they used to eat less or have irregular lifestyle. So that is also a problem they have because of lifestyle. But normally migraines, what happens very chronically, it happens because of neurological issues. But yes, when you have digestive disorders also, you have got headaches, but they are not necessarily migraines. For crown chakra, the god is Lord Shiva. So these all gemstones and Parat and Vanmukhi is for Lord Shiva. He is oneness. And planet is Uranus. So Uranus and Shiva are what we have to pray to. Okay. So migraine is primarily crown chakra, but definitely because the crown chakra is affected, it does affect the third chakra. It affects many other chakras, as we said. Goddess Durga is also crown chakra, but migraine is basically element of Lord Shiva, oneness with universe. And basically, the chakra of Goddess Durga is not crown, it is a higher crown. So basically, we have got a higher crown chakra and we have a lower Mooladhara chakra. The higher crown chakra is ruled by Rahu and Durga is Rahu. And lower Mooladhara is Ketu. So we are bounded by ultraviolet and infrared rays. So after ultraviolet, it is white color and that is Shiva. So Shiva is white. So Rahu is upper crown and Ketu is lower Mooladhara. So it is Gomed and it is cat sign. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed these webinars. They were a learning curve for me also. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Shivoham.